Hello traders, hello everyone. Welcome in the advanced room here at Life Education with XM and welcome on YouTube, Facebook and other live streaming platforms. We are
Mhm.
about to talk we are about to talk about
We are.
markets together with Doug Rumer and hopefully you guys I'm waiting for your comments. We are waiting for your comments and we are going to look at markets today, US markets, forex market, metals, you name it. Hello, Doug. How is it going? How is it after FOMC, post
Let's
FOMC
go.
world?
Let's go 7.2 out of 10. We're moving up the scale, but you automatically get 2 bonus points because we're 1 day away from Friday. So you got that. Doing okay. What about yourself? How are you on Thriving Thursday? Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling lazy. My mood is lazy. I
That's
was thinking that, post FOMC, we will be having maybe some big surprise, maybe some big market shift, or that the market was quite strongly positioned towards rate increase. And I was like, well, inflation was low, maybe no rate increase, and maybe everybody will be freaking out. Nothing like that happened. I mean, look at gold. It barely moved, and that's a beautiful gold is a beautiful indicator for dollar, right? For dollar health or strength, and it's barely moved. I mean, it was almost like a non-event, but felt like it's going to be important.
hmm
So therefore nothing, for me to react to, nothing, to kind of, I don't see this idea for a trade to jump on it immediately and start trading, and so here we are, right? I mean,
here
looking
we.
for some new ideas then.
Yeah, here we are. Yes, we are here. Very good. We are here. Yes, yes, we are here.
So if not trading gold, not trading dollar, I mean, I'm looking at indexes obviously, and S&P even higher, right? I mean,
hmm
it's like every day grinding higher.
It is every day.
Um, we've been
Yeah,
talking about it, right? But
I
closer and
mean,
closer to all-time highs.
I don't see any. I got to say, this is just unbelievable. I mean, you're moving in this direction, and there's just nothing that no one at this point can do anything about. I mean, you guys are witnessing history. Today ties. If the Dow Jones closes green, it is the longest streak in history. It has never gone up 14 days in a row. So there you have it, right in the midst of highest inflation since 2001, decreasing jobs, uh, continual rate increases. There you go, right there at one of the worst possible times in history. It was 1987. It went up 14 days in a row, but it was much different. And speaking of 1987, you had Black Monday there, so I don't know if we're going to have a Black Monday of some sort. But we talked about this yesterday again. I've been saying this in my session, talk about this in the panel. None of this is important. This is how markets get why the saying markets can be irrational longer than one can stay solvent. Are they irrational?
All the
Hell yeah,
time.
they are.
All the time.
Absolutely. And right now, it doesn't matter what Powell said. The market is disconnected themselves from the Federal Reserve. All they do, I kept saying like my last session, it's like a relationship. You get into it in the first, you're just in love. You don't even see the red flags, right? You're like, oh, I didn't know that when I went to their house, they had a bunch of weapons and knives. Oh, I didn't know they were crazy, right? I didn't see that. That smell of the dead bodies. I didn't know they were there. They were cute, right? You ignore all the signs. And it's like, here's a good example of this. You and I talk about it all the time. 2022, this is what the market said. The Federal Reserve was going to cut rates in November of 22. Cut rates. That's what they said. 2, 3 rate increases, going to cut rates, right? November comes around, hike, right? Then it's like, okay, in January, we're going to cut. January comes around, hike, right? They buy in stocks like crazy. Then it's like, okay, not going to cut. The market says in March, they're going to halt rates and no more hikes through the rest of the year. Even though Powell was saying, going to be 3 or 4 more, going to be 3 or 4 more, going to be 3 more. It's like he's like the parent and the market's the teenager. You know, don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. You're going to burn this. Don't touch the stove, right? He can't be any more clear. So anyway, March comes around, hike, you know? Then we come in around June. It's like, no more hike. He's going to halt rates, no more hikes. So that's what he does. Halts rates, but says there's going to be more. Minutes come out. Could be 3 more. What do? Hike again yesterday. 5 more stocks. They've done nothing but get this wrong the whole time. And it's not Powell's fault. He said it. He's been clear about it, continues to leave the door open for more rate hikes. And yesterday, again, here's where we are. You and I talk about this all the time. Look at the 5-minute chart on the U.S. markets, U.S. 500. You come out with your rate increase. What did I say? Boom, starts going right up. Like the algo's programmed to just hit that quarter point. Then he says during his speech, we don't see inflation at our 2% target since 2025. Remember, this is the Fed that said it was transitory in 2022. Now you're talking 2025. I'm like, I don't even like 2025 seemed like, wow, we're going to be like in flying cars by 2025. Anyway, it's like they sell the market off for like 2 minutes. And then when it said, but I don't see a recession, it's like, and then the market just explodes to the upside. And it's been going up ever since. So it's like 3 months ago, a recession was bullish. Now all of a sudden, no recession is bullish. So here's what I'm saying. Recession is bullish. No recession is bullish. Rate cuts are bullish. Rate hikes are bullish. No rates at all is bullish. Failing real estate is bullish. Missed earnings are bullish. We had all of these bad earnings. It drops the NASDAQ for 2 days. Now, last night, Facebook with good earnings, boom, you go, the whole market's up 180 points.
But Doug, please correct me if I'm wrong. You have much more experience in terms of stock trading, U.S. stocks and U.S. investors, U.S. traders. Much better touch, much closer to them. All of this which you are describing is quite possible, in my opinion. In one case, like if everybody is like, okay, none of that matters. I mean, we don't care. I mean, this is possible. Like people, market participants are decision makers on the market are still people. Despite algorithms are doing lots of trading, the decision making still is in hands of people. Maybe most of them are like, okay, we don't care about all of this. We just want the market to sell off so we could buy it more. Like we could buy more, we could buy the dip, we could load more into our portfolio at those lower prices, cheaper prices. So with this attitude that everybody wants to see it dipping just to buy it, it's just not dipping because nobody wants to sell. So anybody who thinks, okay, it will not go down, actually it's not going down, it will not go down. So let's buy here, right? Because it's like the patience is finite. I mean, you can't hold cash on your account for forever, especially if you are asset manager or someone. So if it's not coming down, okay, let's buy where it is right now, and we'll see, right? And so you said markets got detached from Fed, but hey, in March we had banking crisis boiling, and it was like -6% on S&P 500 at the worst moment. This is and that was the dip that actually they bought it still in March, right? They bought it all the way up. So what I'm thinking is that investors actually got more confident in a sense. I don't know, maybe Fed got our back, or sort of like nothing bad gonna happen, or we have no choice. I mean, if it's not dropping, we have to buy where it is, and so maybe it's sort of a result of how much money stays on the sidelines, right? And all those people having cash, and I was reading lots of cash sitting on the sidelines. So maybe
They
there is
wouldn't bring it
rational
out, right?
explanation. It's just saying that okay, people are making those decisions this way, not the other. Maybe they, of course, they have the reasons. But also, what does it mean rational? Do they have rational reasons or not? Is it rational or not? I mean, I have only my own rationality, right? I don't know what's the objective standard for rationality. So, and probably no one knows of those people. So that's what I'm thinking. And who wants to sell, right? I mean, it will drop if enough people will decide to sell, but hey, is that enough for them? Is that enough to convince you to sell if you loaded your portfolio here or in at this bottom? Is 11% gain enough for you to consider selling it?
No, no one's going to sell. There has to be something that really changes the balance. Like, um, I mean, I've had a position in the S&P a little bit earlier in the year. I keep trailing up, but it hasn't even gotten low enough to hit the stop. You know what I mean? And I keep tightening it, but I'm like at last week's low. But now it's like you're not even going to come and get me. So like, what's the reasoning for selling it? You're just along for the ride at this point. And there's probably a lot of people in that position. Um, so what has to happen is you you got to get rid of those. You got to somehow something has to change the thinking here, right? I don't know if they're trying to trap people to get that money off the sidelines back into the market, but you have to have something that changes the tempo. Like, first of all, dip buyers got to start losing money on a regular basis, so they stop doing it. There has to be a couple of really big down days to start shaking the foundation. These little small 10 to 15 point drops are not going to cut it. Um, like, you need to just keep on going and keep on going. You're just not doing that. And now you're looks like you're going to open up the S&P at February's of 2022 highs. You're going to be right there within that space after the Fed, 26 points up, right on the money at resistance. It's like, what a peculiar place to open up the market. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. It's bullish. You obviously could argue all day that it is overbought and irrational, and I agree with that. It certainly is. You can say that this is all stupid. It certainly is, but it isn't gonna. It doesn't look like on July 27th of 2023 is going to be the day they decide to undumb themselves and start selling stocks. Could be, but it doesn't appear like that's going to be the case. You just got to roll with it, and that's all we can ever do. I mean, it's frustrating. We all would love to get a big dip to buy into, but this is what markets do. They just sometimes you're not going to get it. And if you wait around, you're missing like 1,000 points.
So every day it's just okay, maybe today, but it's not happening. Days going, coming and going, and it's not that day. There will be one day that probably the sell-off will start, but no one knows when, right? I mean, there is low
Yeah.
probability that it is today. It is low probability that it will be tomorrow, but one day will finally be like that. But you can't bet on it because it's too low of a probability. You're probably better buy a lottery ticket. That's probably better risk reward than betting on shorting that just blindly, right, in the dark. Um, I'm seeing Powell is here with us, and Vasanta and Kangalani. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining the chat. Seeing many comments. Uh, Powell is saying, from what I know, Powell didn't say anything bearish. That is why market did not sell off. Like market, but Powell was, I would say, as bearish as he could have been in all those circumstances we are having. But at the same time, it wasn't too much for the market. Like market is still like, okay, you will stop hiking soon, and then you will normalize next year, and we will hold, right? I mean, you can buy and hold until Fed starts normalizing rates, and probably that's what market is doing right now, I guess. um Very interesting comment comes. It goes parabolic. They would fall as sharp as they come. North Korea will be the black swan with Taiwan. Breaking resistance, it does get down logic. So okay, so we have Taiwan and North Korea, and probably more sources of risk of some, you know, unforeseen event that would be surprising.